Hey guys, this is Discourse with another video for you today for the Batman Miniatures game. Today we're going to talk about the new Batman Miniatures game app that has released for mobile phones. So this is the Crew Builder app that Night Models originally talked about, months ago. They let us know that it would release in April, so April has arrived, apparently, according to their calendars, and now it is available. It's currently in open beta. It dropped on the 17th of June, so just yesterday from the date of this video, and I thought I'd do a quick video just giving my thoughts, cataloging the changes, and just showing you how to get access to that. So to get access to this app itself, it's currently in open beta. You can go onto their Facebook page. There is a link in the description below, or you can alternatively just search up the word BMG on the Play Store for Android, and there are links to both of those, the Facebook page and to the app itself, in the description of this video. Now, currently, the app itself is only available for those with an Android 8 phone or better, so it's not available to everyone. So if you've got an older Android phone, you can't get access to this, and if you have an Apple phone, unfortunately, you just can't get access to this at this moment. Now, Night Models have said that it will be available on the Apple Store at the end of June, so hopefully that arrives, sooner rather than later. And I know a few industrious members out there have been using emulators, attempting to get access to it, which has been pretty tough. So here we go. This is the app. I thought this would be pretty useful just to show you how it's working. Obviously, this is designed to replace unit cards, and you can build crews using this. So as you can see here, there is a whole host of crews. So they have quite a lot here, including Mr. Freeze as well, if you note. Although I don't think he has, just Captain Cold in there. Very sad. So, so you can see the crews here. All of them are listed. Now, this is currently just, in terms of the main menu, you can see there's cards, crews, games, rules, and settings. We're going to go into cards first, because really, this is sort of where you'll spend your time, contemplating what new models to pick up. So we just go into Batman here. You can see there's a little filter option here, so you can go, Batman, whatever. And it's going to bring up all the Batman models. They've got lovely pictures there with the, the painted models from the amazing painter that Night Models use. Absolutely superb. Some of the best painting in the business, I think. And you can see here, so you can see all the models. You click into those, and it brings you up to this unit card. Now, you can't really see this, I think, but in terms of the actual phone itself, it does start in portrait mode, and then whenever you open up the unit card, it flips into landscape, which is a bit annoying. Now, this gives you everything you need to know. Now, you're looking at this and you're saying, but I don't know what Intel support does. Well, if you just tap Intel support, this comes up. So it'll tell you everything that you need to know about Intel support, which is really handy. And you can even do this on the weapon traits as well. So that's really good. At the minute, it doesn't, if you click the rank or the affiliation, it doesn't tell you anything about that, or the little shield for defense or willpower or anything. But any traits at all, it will tell you what they do. So that's really good. And then you can just hit back. Brings you back here, back to where all the models are. So that's all the models. Very good. And then you can go to the objectives. Now, right now, in terms of, you saw that I went into the Batman crew there. In terms of objective cards, it's actually showing me all the objective cards right now. So that's just something I need to work on. And you can go through, you can see all of the crews. So they've got quite a lot. They've got Two-Face, Unknown, Batman family. So even the teams are here, including Arrow, Teen Titans. Batman Who Laughs is included as his own little section. Got the Big Bang Theory, of course. Who could forget about them? You've got the supervillains. So the Society are included here. This might be an error, actually, and I'll talk to you about that why in a few moments. So that's all the cards. So that's pretty exciting. Now you've got a reference for that on your phone that isn't just the Azure Fan app. And there's also just the crews here. So you can see this is a lot. I've got a lot of crews here. I've just been fiddling around with the app all day, just kind of testing it and things like that. So you just click the plus to create a crew. And then say we'll make Harley, and we'll say Birds of Fun. There we go. So that's 350 points. You can see you can actually fiddle around with it there. You can bring it down all the way down to 100 points, or you can bring it all the way up to 700. So it's pretty good. And then if you want to get a sort of more, accurate, sort of granular increase, you can just tap the little plus. They get up to 350. So, and then here we go. This is the Birds of Prey. This is obviously everyone that I can bring into Birds of Prey. It shows you all of the available models, including Matches Malone there. free agent. So yeah, you've got a big wide selection, and then if you go down to the bottom, you can see that here are all the cards, generic and the Birds of Prey cards that we can include. Now, there's a couple of stuff about this that I want to talk about. There's a few errors here and there, but in terms of quality of life, one of the first things I noticed is that there's no filter option here. So sort of if I want to go Birds of Prey and I just want to see the henchmen, there's no way for me to check that. I just have to sort of scroll all the way down, get past all the free agents, and begin to look at the henchmen. So that's a bit sad. Same with the search function. There's no real search function for the app. You know, obviously there was earlier when I looked at the cards just by themselves, but when I actually am building a crew, there's no search function. So that's sort of a bit frustrating. It would be nice if they could add in that added functionality. That would be super duper useful. So let's see. So we're going to add in, we've added in Poison Ivy. We'll throw in Oracle. You can see here it gives me the option to include her as a sidekick or a free agent. We'll include her as a free agent there. Okay, so you can see she's been added into the app. And then obviously I can bring Harley Quinn because she's got charismatic. I can bring Electrocutioner because he's got charismatic. But now all of the other free agents are gone. So it's pretty good in that sense. And then if we scroll over to the right, so you just flip it basically. You just go to the right and that will bring you into the list. So we'll throw in a mutated plant. Why not? We've got Poison Ivy bleeding. We'll throw in Frank the Plant as well. Because why not? And Bruce the Hyena, sure. We're going for a weird one here. In fact, we're not even going to fill out the 350 rep. Whoops. Yep, and so you can also click the cards there as well. And you can see in terms of the Get Your Crew section, if you click somebody, there you go. It's bringing up Montoya, right? And you've got all that added functionality that I was mentioning earlier. You can see cop, you know, detective. You can click all of those and see everything. Now, the only sort of annoyance is, aside from the fact that it goes into landscape when you open up the unit card, as opposed to staying in portrait, is that it's very easy sometimes to accidentally back out of this crew. And right now, if I were to back out of this crew, it wouldn't save. So it doesn't auto save. So I have to click save down at the bottom. And then, I've lost myself here. Birds of Fun. I have to save it. Otherwise, it'll just be gone forever. And any changes I made won't be sort of either added to it, or even the crew itself will just disappear unless I've saved it. Now, there we go. We've got our crew here. We haven't even hit 350 rep. That's how confident we are going into this game. You can click that, and it shows you add equipment. And then you can click the add equipment, you know, whatever it is. Here it's modified pheromone. And you can see it tells you everything you need to know about that. So that's pretty cool. And Oracle can't purchase equipment. Who can? I know that Montoya definitely can. So let's add her on. Let's throw her up there. So we're going to add equipment here. And you can see this is the list. So this is basically the list that you can get in Birds of Prey. There's a few new ones, though. So Crows of Blood and Radio was never available to Birds of Prey before. So now Montoya can pick up a radio, which is really, really good because Birds of Prey are super mobile. So that's the equipment she can get access to. But if we add Harley Quinn Rebirth, there is some new equipment, not for Harley Quinn herself. But here you go, you can see Smash and Grab. So Harley Quinn adds in some new equipment for the Birds of Prey, which is Smash and Grab, which gives a model's close combat attacks the steal trait, which is absolutely superb. I love it. It is super thematic and really, really cool. So we save that. Awesome. There we go. We've got Birds of Fun, and we can sort of refer back to them anytime we want. We can even share the crew somehow. We'll go into that in a second. We can pick up all our cards. So we're going to begin. Yeah, we'll select no protection needed. And confusion. Overdrive. Why not? You know, we'll just pick up a bunch of random cards. And some of the character cards, you know. Now, here's a bug. You can see that Joker-O-Meter is available when it shouldn't be because this Harley Quinn is down as a free agent. So there's still a few bugs going on. This is an open beta, in fairness to night models. So it's not unexpected. And you can get barcodes to share the app with one another. So that is kind of neat. It's a little bit technically minded for me, I think. Let's see here. You can go up here. There's a little section. Get you back to where you were, which is pretty cool. So we'll come back. We're back in the main menu. Pop into the rules. See here. There is a section for the rulebook, not currently searchable, which is really sad. We do need it to be searchable, but still, all the same, pretty good. This looks to be the exact same rulebook that is in the Back to Gotham box set that just released there. So the newer version of that with the updated language, which is excellent. There is a section for the compendium. I am trying to click it, and it will not let me in. I want to get in, so that's still to come. And there's going to be a lot of updates on that because already I've noted a load of changes with many of the units in the app. And then finally, we'll go down to settings, and this is a big one here. You can see there's Eternal. So I'm going to show you something. So Eternal's turned off. We're going to go into cards. See this? This is the list of crews that I can build for. And then we come back out. We click Eternal. We go back in. And wow, what's that? It's the Amazons of Themyscira and Grodd. So they're all here. The gang's all here without their portraits, unfortunately. So this Eternal models are basically models that are no longer really supported. They may have some balance issues. They're older models, typically tend to be from like 1st edition and things like that. But it looks like you can still see all the stats for them. They've been upgraded into 3rd edition unit cards in this app. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm a really big fan of that. I am a really big fan of that. So I'm glad to see that. I have a few Eternal models. Mr. Freeze, now the gang's all here. The older models are there, so that's excellent. I'm very excited. Now, what I was gonna say, I think at the very beginning, was that I suspect that the Society of Supervillains, they might not be appropriate to show here. So it might be the case that these actually should only be included under the Eternal rules. So I'm not too sure about that though. So what we're going to talk about now then is some of the changes that I've noticed in the app for the actual game and for the models. So the first one is that it looks like teams. So we'll pull up a team here. We'll pull up the society. Why not? They right now can only build their objective card out of generic cards. So we'll go to crew and we will build. We'll build a team. There we go. No, not Watchmen. We'll build supervillains. Supervillain, and we'll just say super. Okay, and so we can see here. Here's all the models we can pick from. We'll pick the Joker. Okay, and we scroll down, we see, so normally we should have access to the Joker cards now, because we took the Joker. Now we can take Showtime, which is the Joker card, awesome. But we can only get generic cards. This is a change. So, at first, we all thought this was a bug, but it does seem like Night models are intending on changing the teams document in some way. We don't know what way that is, but right now it seems like teams will no longer get access to the decks that the models come from the affiliation that the models come from. So that is a big change. It means that the sort of team document that is up on the website right now is sort of out of date. But as of this moment, I would say just rely on that team document, just because it's the only thing we've really got, and the app really is still an open beta. Not everyone can get access to it, so I wouldn't really use the app right now for anything other than maybe some of the updated traits, and that is something to be said. There is a lot of updated traits. So I've taken down a list of some of the more notable ones. So one of them is that the shotguns have changed. So this is my list. I plan on playing this list very soon. We've got Batista. You can see he's got a shotgun, and that has gained Assault. So Batista's shotgun now has Assault. That is awesome. That's really good. That's a massive buff for Batista. Unfortunately, the Joker Thug 2 model doesn't seem to have gotten Assault yet. He's still got the expansive firearm trait, so hopefully that gets a bit of an update as well, just because that shotgun is currently very, very useless, so it's very sad. And there's also been, obviously, a lot of new equipment added to the game. So this is the Joker crew, and I'll just run through all of those really quickly. Whoops. So Joker himself can't be adding any new equipment, but let's see Thug 2. So you can see here, there's a couple of new ones. The fireworks is just the flare from the old wording. And then you get mental torture, which gives you the aggressive schizophrenia trait. That gives you it for $150, which isn't too bad at all. And then finally, there is the Joker gas, which is amazing. So this gives you the ability to shoot out the Joker toxin all around you in 4 inches. That is absolutely superb. It means that Ace of Spades isn't as necessary anymore in order to score seasoning the mix in the Joker card set. And, oh, he's also got nerve gas. I'm not 100% sure which one of these are new and which ones aren't. I know that mental torture is, though. Definitely is. Because aggressive schizophrenia, only Hobo Clown had that before. And what that does is you automatically attack models at the beginning of your round if you're in base contact with them, including your friends. Clown paint is normal. It's still there. Let's see here. That's everything really. So we got the grapple gun. Same old. Poison trait. I knew there was one more. That gives you the poison master trait. So they're pretty good. Some nice addition to the Joker crew. Organized crime. They have a few new additions as well. So we've got $400 here. Let's see what we can buy. So this is with Sal Maroni. You can see we've got the grapple gun, C4. It's all style. That's all standard. We got silencer, which is nice. We've got the family trait, which I think is new. It just gives the mobster trait, whereas before you used to be able to get the sturdy and mobster trait both together for $200. So not sure if that's a nerf or not. Sturdy isn't really super useful for a lot of organized crime. Henchman. Bulletproof vest is good. We've got the bribe still, which is informer, which is still in there. We've got the cleaner, which I think is new. So when this model reveals an enemy suspect, it may immediately take one card from its spent resource pile and add it to its controller's hand. So that's very good. Brass knuckles is nice. Backpack, of course, is probably going to be what most of your guys are buying. Then long guns, which is the Sal Maroni specific trait. Now, Sal Maroni himself did get a new equipment as well, which is acid coating. It gives him, close combat attacks. His close combat attacks gain the acid trait, which is okay. It's not that great, to be honest. I'm not super excited by that because you usually want to use the acid blood you've got anyway. But no, the one I'm more excited about is the Roman's special trait. So he gets mob payroll now, which allows him to gain the corrupt trait. So you don't necessarily need to bring Flass into an organized crime list in order to bring cops. Falcone has that connect already. We'll just quickly jump in. We'll see if Falcone has added anything to the crew. Nope, he has not. So that's pretty good. And then there's no other real new ones for any of the leaders in organized crime. Ventriloquist adds nothing. Lex Luthor just has his war suit. And Black Mask just adds psychotic, which we've already seen. So that's pretty good. We'll go into the Batman crew next. This is my cop list. And we'll just try and add some equipment. You can see here, this is all the equipment. On to Loretta there. Not that Loretta needs anything new. So I think this is all pretty standard. I'm not sure if anything new has been added here. You can see Commissioner Gordon has the heliport still. Yep, so nothing new here as far as I can tell. Then we'll go into Bane here. You can see Bane, he has obviously the Venom laboratory there. I think that's pretty standard. And then we got Venom doses. And we've got Antidote Venom Applicator, which is a bit of rep there. Uses Titan and Venom dose on a friendly model in contact. And yeah, so the equipment list. Oh, and of course, there is the Two-Face equipment list. So you've probably never seen this before. So Two-Face now has equipment. And for Two-Face himself, he can bring this Vote for Harvey Dent banner, which increases his Inspire radius by 4. So it goes up to 12 inches, which is absolutely amazing. Or you can get the Scarred Silver Dollar, which is really cool. Whenever he makes an enemy model a casualty, he gains a blood money. So that is superb. So you'll want to try and fit that in if you can. That is awesome. Big fan of that. Allowing you to regenerate blood money. Blood money is so strong. And then for the standard crew, we've got grapple gun, bulletproof vest, handcuffs, backpack, lockpick. So really good stuff. The only thing it's missing really is a radio. But bribe is awesome. Then we've got lace here, which you need to take sugar into your crew to get. And that gives the melee close combat attacks the blunt 2 trait. And then we have leather, which models close combat attacks gain the bleed 2 trait. And you need to bring spice in to bring the leather in. So a lot of new equipment here. And I believe that the Riddler has a few pieces as well. Yeah, Quail specifically has It's a Dud, which is at the start of this model's activation. You may remove 1 riddle marker from the gaming area, which is pretty good. It'll help you then just kind of move your riddle markers around as necessary. So yeah, like the actual, there's a lot of new stuff added in this, so it is worthwhile downloading, I think, if you can. There's a lot of interesting new changes. I do have some feedback though, in terms of how the app itself works. So I think overall I'm very impressed. It feels very slick. It feels very smooth. It's very quick. It's pretty responsive. Now it does begin to chug pretty poorly, and you might have seen that earlier in the video. I actually had to restart the app. It does begin to chug a little bit if you've had it open, and I had it open for about a day. So if you have it open for too long, you know, over an excessive period of time, it will begin to chug, which can kind of be a little bit frustrating. Obviously, the game section is still coming soon. That's the actual section that is completely replacing unit cards. That will allow you to track your blood damage, your stun damage, everything like that. You know, we'll know more once we see that section. But as of right now, the card section is tolerable to replace the unit cards, right? Because they've stopped shipped out unit cards. Now they're just relying on this app. So, apart from that, I think one of the big ones for me is being able to filter whenever you're building your crews, not being able to search via rank or by name. And even if there was a section where you could see, you know, my collection, the Azure app on the website, the Azure app, the fan-made one, that it allows you to sort of create and curate your own my collection area. I think that would be really good. It means then I could, you know, try and create, say, a new crew, you know, a new GGG, and kind of go in and be like, oh, well, I have to go through all of these models, right? And I don't own any of these models, but instead I could just say, you know, my selection only, my collection, and then only see Oracle and Black Canary because I bought, you know, some secondhand models or something like that. That would be really, really useful. Apart from that, I think that the cards themselves, they do go to a landscape, very frustrating. I think that they should go to portrait. I mean, at this stage, the unit cards themselves are really handy. I will still be relying on them, the ones that are the PDFs that were released on the Night Models website. I'll be relying on those to download, you know, so that I can print them off, basically. But I don't think there's any need for them to be in the app. And what I mean by that is I think that there's definitely some other way for them to be structured that is in portrait mode, and maybe this is just a sort of optional way. I really love the ability to click into the traits, but if there was some way just, you know, to have them listed in a portrait, I don't know. There's a lot of screen real estate that's being taken up, so maybe that's something that Night Models could think about. A general search function, so obviously you can search here for during the models, and you can do the same. Cat has, yeah. So you can do the same in this, but, you know, if there was some way to sort of just search overall would be really, really useful. And then finally, one of my other sort of little bugbears is that I can click, protect me, right? So I click protect me here, and it's telling me that I can make an effort, right? Now I click effort, and it doesn't bring me to the rules section or anything like that. So I think links in the actual descriptions would be super useful. You know, willpower, there's no explanation on that. And then there, you know, there's some things, especially the equipment section. If we just throw down, just go quickly to Montoya here, we add equipment, you know, there's no way to click from this. And it's kind of silly because some of them, especially the Joker ones, I think, yeah. Let's see here. You know, the Joker equipment especially is sort of like, here's poison training, gives you poison master. Well, what's that mean? I'm clicking it, I have no idea, right? So I have to look it up where on the compendium. Hopefully they sort of update the actual app itself so that you can, you know, click through and get to see everything. Now, there is a lot of bugs overall in terms of, so there's certain things like Montoya can't be added to a GCPD list, for example. You can see here I've got enough rep for her, and I've got nothing but cops, but Montoya is not available, which is very sad because this is a list that I want to play. You know, just little things like that. There's nothing that's breaking right now. You know, the actual app itself runs well, except for as I mentioned before, it sort of chugs if you keep it open for too long. But in terms of, you know, there's just some traits. One of the big ones is that Elite Boss isn't working, so I can't actually, you know, if I get rid of remove Black Canary, and then we'll remove Harley Quinn. You can see now it's starting to lag out a little bit just because I've been flipping through it for a little bit of time. And so we're gonna add in Poison Ivy. Yep. Sorry, I'll have to restart it. Okay, yeah. So we'll get rid of restart it there, and we'll get rid of Montoya. We'll get rid of Bruce. Yep, and it's running really smooth now. So we've got Poison Ivy, we've got one mutated plant, and we can't hire any other mutated plants, even though we have got Elite Boss plants. So that trait there, that's a big trait, needs to be added on. And finally, I think Batman Year 1 is missing, so he's just not here. Year 1, yeah, so no Batman. Very sad indeed. yeah, so aside from that, I'm actually really impressed by it. It's very smooth. Now, my opinion, I think that the Unicard should stay. I prefer to have the card. I'm happy for the app to exist. I'm a big fan of having an app. I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really useful. But I am a big fan of the Unicards. But I am glad that at the very least there is something we can work with now that isn't fan made, that Night Models have provided. Because if they're going to get rid of the Unicards, they can't, they can't very well sort of have us rely on fan applications or anything like that, as good as they are. So I'm really glad to see this. It's very slick. It's very, very slick. But I will always miss the Unicards, and I'll probably continue to sort of print those out. But I'm certainly going to use this to build my crews when I'm at my mobile phone or whenever, I'm out somewhere playing a game. So in terms of the battle reports going forward, I think we're probably going to end up playing with the updated traits where we can, just because a lot of them are really fun. And I'm a really big fan of a lot of the updated traits. Things like Batista getting assault on a shotgun and things like that. It's obviously a little bit tougher for us because I record the battle reports on my phone, so I'm gonna have a really hard time sort of keeping track of some of that. But we'll figure out a way to make it work. So in terms of teams, though, we'll probably be relying on the old team document, just because right now the teams are all over the place. Like, for example, Teen Titans, they don't get any of their special rules. They're not getting any extra rep. But all of their reputation has been reduced. So it looks like there's definitely changes on the way for Teen Titans and for all of the other teams. So I figured I would just quickly run through the app for you guys, just, because obviously not everyone has access to it. And it is very new, and I thought I'd just show it off, show everything here. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Just quick summary of the app. There'll be no doubt a lot of stuff going through in the future. Obviously, if you're using it yourself and you come across any bugs, do let Night Models know. Send them an email, just because well, we want this to be as good as it possibly can be, right? Because this is what we're going to be stuck with. So I want this to be as good as it can be. And yeah, so report any bugs that you find. So guys, thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope you found this video pretty informative. I had a lot of fun making it, and if you did enjoy it, please do hit that like button. If you do want to see more Batman Miniature Game content, well, this is the channel for that. Just hit subscribe, and you will be given a stream of new content every week. And I hope you join us for those videos, and I will see you then. So, bye-bye!